Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Facci, and tonight, going back to the Faccmonster Cafe, coming off of what was that, last week? I think I brought Christian from Planet CHH on, another banging episode of this, aspect of the channel. And tonight, I'm taking it back old school. I'm bringing on somebody who I pretty much came into the YouTube game with. We came in around the same time. We collabed a lot. We were always talking pretty much every day. And he's still around and I'm still around. And I figured, why not bring on some of that old school flavor? My buddy, Mr. Chris Snyder from his freaking YouTube channel, the Movie Misfits. There he is, my man.
What's going on, everybody? Matt, good to see you, my friend. It's been
too, buddy.
A long time. I think the last thing we did together, was it the My Bloody Valentine thing that we did?
Wow, really?
Like, I think so. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we did something else after that. But as far as I can remember, where it was just me and you, at least, that was, the My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, something like that.
Wow. Filthy Dan, my
Uncle
man.
Filthy. Hey,
how are you? Lamontra, what's up, Boogman? Good real. How's it going? Appreciate it. But yeah, so this is episode number 8 of the Faccmonster Cafe. A couple more to go until I get to the Big 10. These things freaking fly by. Really enjoying talking to all the different content creators that are out there, especially all the new ones that I'm not familiar with. But that doesn't mean that there's still not some things about you that I don't know. So we're going to dive in tonight. We're going to get to know you a little better than I already do. And obviously, if there's any questions from the chat, please drop them in there, and I will put them on there. And I will ask the man right here. But I'm going to kick it off. And first and foremost, what made you, well, this is a different YouTube channel than you had the first time from back in the beginning. So what made you want to start doing YouTube in the first place? Like, what was it that drove you to create a channel?
Well, believe it or not, I first got on YouTube in 2007. That was the first time I had done any YouTubing. I've been doing it on and off ever since then. I had an old channel for a while when I was just starting out, and it was the same thing, just talking about movies, like showing off all the new DVDs I was buying every week, because that was the big trend back then. You remember all that? So I did that. I tried to do like a weekly talk show talking about all the biggest topics in movie news that week. That wasn't a show, that was a mistake, but it was a lot of fun to do. But it's terrible to go back and watch it. So I was like, all right, I know I want to talk about movies. So I took a little bit of time off. I came back with a different channel, kind of doing it in a different way. And I did that for a couple more years, and then I took another break, and then I came back, and that was the time I met you and Filthy Dan, and we did the whole Stream Demons thing. So that's when that thing kind of started. And yeah, I wanted to do it because I just wanted to talk about movies, and I'd seen there was a whole community on YouTube that was doing it. I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. I'll get a crappy camera from my laptop or whatever. I'll just fucking do it. And I kind of just jumped right into it. I didn't have any experience with like editing or anything like that. So all that stuff, I'm still learning as I'm going on. Again, since 2007, it's an ongoing process. You're always learning new tricks as you're going. So, been quite the ride.
Exactly. You learn something new every day. You meet new people on here every day. Develop different relationships throughout this course of YouTube. I mean, you've had some sidekicks, then you didn't have sidekicks. You know, you and Destiny had a show, and then you didn't, and it's the way it goes on here for real, though. I mean,
it's things happen, life happens, and everyone's schedules get different, and sometimes you just it's like, okay, it's time to move on to something else, something new, and that's not a bad thing,
No.
But yeah.
I probably should have taken some breaks along the way instead of keep doing on repeat.
I feel like I have to sometimes. Like, I need to take a step back, trying to rethink everything. What can I do from here? What haven't I done that I want to do? Like, stuff like that. It's a night. Sometimes you got to take a step back.
Yeah, I probably should, especially with the family and everything and work. It gets kind of convoluted, and it's just so much, and it's you want to do so much, but you got limited time, so you can't just, do everything you want to do, and that kind of sucks. But that's the name of the game, I guess, when you're not the full-time YouTuber, which you're striving. That's one of your goals in the near to medium future.
Hopefully,
to go
we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That all depends on the people. If that's something that they want, if that's something that they would tune in for. I definitely, on my end, would love to do that. Which I hear this a lot from people who are just coming onto YouTube. You can't go in with the mindset of, I want to go on there to make money. Again, I've been doing this since 2007. I never really thought anything about the money. I just did it because I wanted to do it, and I love to do it. And now I'm just at that age where I'm sitting back looking at everything in my life, and I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm like this. What I'm doing with this is what I want to do with my life. So, but that's not up to me. That's up to everybody else. So we'll see if we can make that happen or not. But
well, fingers crossed for you, buddy. Hoping
Thanks.
something you want to do. I hope that it happens for you.
Yeah.
So I don't think I might know the answer to this question. I might not. But if you had to pick, ask everybody that comes on this, what is your favorite horror franchise?
Oh, my favorite horror franchise, I think most people know. It's Saw. Now, it's the original Saw is not my number one favorite horror movie. It's my number two favorite horror movie. But in terms of an overall franchise, and yes, they got their bumps in the road, but what franchise doesn't really? I mean, most of them do.
Yeah.
Saw for me, again, it feels like a horror soap opera. Each one, or at least most of them, pick up where the last one ended. They're all like very connected into each other. The timeline's gotten crazy and complicated and convoluted, but I like that it's there, and I like that they try to keep things as consistent as they can. So for me, that's my favorite franchise, is the Saw franchise.
I was gonna say the continuity is pretty good. They pretty much keep up with everything and keep it straight and in line. And I'm excited to see. I know I saw you post about it today. What Saw X is gonna bring, because like you said, it's kind of reminding me of the OG Saw. So I'm hoping they go that way. But
I hope so.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
From what I understand, the little that I do know, I know very little, but the little I do know, from what I understand, it's going to be very much kind of a back to basics movie. So, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited.
Were you a fan of Spiral?
I love Spiral.
Okay.
Yeah, Spiral, because again, that was at a point where I was like, I don't know if I want to saw a movie without Tobin Bell there. You know, he is the iconic voice, and without him there, I don't know if I want to saw a movie. But I had a great time with Spiral. I thought it was a lot of fun. And after that movie was over, I was like, I'm fine moving on without Jigsaw. They proved that they can still make, at least to me, they proved that they could make a fun Saw movie without him. So I'm fine if they want to go ahead and go forward. And honestly, I want to follow up because I want to see what happens next. If you guys don't know the events of that movie, I think that's a great jumping off point for the sequel. But at the end of the day, I'm a Saw fan, so I'm really happy that it's going back to what I loved about the franchise in the first place. And we got Jigsaw coming back, and Amanda, who is my favorite character outside of Jigsaw. I'm glad she's coming back as well. So I'm just there's a lot to be excited about as a Saw fan right now.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be there in the theater. That comes out in October, right?
October 27th, yes.
I will be. I don't know if I'll be there on the 27th, but I will be there to see it. As long as I can get a babysitter. So I'll be there.
That's the thing, right?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Hey, Heather, how are you? I saw Nick from the Lost River Driving. What's up? Ashton, how are you? Cody, how's it going? MAGA. I had a question from Heather. She wanted to know, what is your top 5 Mountain Dew flavors? I know you are a connoisseur.
Oh, yeah. So number 1, Code Red, for sure. After that, I'll just list off some of my favorites, but now in no particular order. I really like the Frostbite, which is one of their summer ones. That's
with the shark.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the OG, the original green is fine as well. Pitch Black's a good one. I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's some I don't. There are some flavors it's like no fucking thanks, but no, I do like a lot of the flavors, so it's hard to pick. But for sure, Code Red. my favorite.
Code Red's a classic. I'm with you on that one. There was a flavor. I don't even know. I guess it counted as Mountain Dew. It was way back when. I know I could only find it at like Taco Bell. It was like prickly pear. No, prickly pear like lemonade. It was way back. It was years.
Yeah, no, I'm not remembering that one.
It was banging, and then they got rid of it. But I do like Baja Blast. I do enjoy me some Baja Blast.
I only like Baja Blast from Taco Bell. I don't know what it is, but whenever they put it in the bottles or the cans, the taste is just off to me. So, I only like Baja Blast when it's at Taco Bell.
Let me see. Brett said, Chris, what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
African or European swallow? Which one? Come on.
Wow. Boogman wants to know, what is Chris's favorite non-franchise slasher?
Oh, gosh. First one that comes to mind for me is Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. That's such an underrated movie. It's it's a love letter to the 80s slashers. I think it's really cool. I think they could have done even more with it had they gotten a bigger budget. Part of me have always wanted to see a sequel to that just because I love that character and I would love to see be in that world again. But at the same time, I'm perfectly happy with it just being its own thing. So, off the top of my head, I'm going to have to go Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon.
I hear a lot of people talk about that movie. I started it. I made it like half an hour in, and then I had no interest and never finished it.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's a different take on the classic slasher subject.
That's definitely a different take from you. You know, usually I get the obvious answers from most people. Like, obviously, favorite franchise, they go with usually one of the big three. You took it a different way, but we're going to go back to the big three right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think I know the answer to this too, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is your favorite of the big three?
Oh God, it's our old mutual friend Michael Myers. Halloween, yes, Halloween for sure. I love Freddy, but let's be honest, most of his movies just aren't that. They're just not for me. For the majority of them, I do have the ones that I really like a lot. And then you got Friday the 13th, which I love Jason as a character.
Yes.
He's great. I do think Jason would win in a fight out of any of the three for sure. But his movies are all very much the same for the most part. So to me, Halloween, you can say what you will about the franchise and you can have your flaws and your nitpicks, but you got something for everybody in the Halloween franchise. So
yeah, you do.
I really like that. Depending on what mood I'm in, it's like I'm gonna watch the H2O timeline today, or I'm gonna watch the Thor trilogy.
Yeah,
take your pick. Like you got Halloweens for any mood. Yeah,
any way you want to go. I love it. Yeah. I don't actually know if we actually talked about this. Halloween Ends. Were you a fan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Halloween Ends. Now, I admittedly did read the plot leak about 2 weeks before the film came out, so I knew beat for beat what was going to happen a couple weeks before the movie came out, and immediately after I got done reading it, I'm like, people are gonna fucking hate this. I'm like, I like the sound of it on paper. Let's see how they do in the execution of it. And yeah, the execution for me just didn't disappoint. But that being said, I knew about that going in, so my expectations watching it were already a little jaded.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I understand people's frustration because they marketed a completely different movie. So when you go in there and you don't get that movie, I'd be pissed too. So I completely understand that part of the hate of it. But no, I get why people don't like it, but I'm on the side that loves it for sure. I love Corey Cunningham. Sure, I have my own flaws with Halloween Ends as well, but for the most part, I had a great time with it.
I just rewatched it again like 2 days ago. I try to sit there and find some things in the movie that I don't like.
Yeah.
But there's not many. There's really not. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy Laurie in this one a lot, actually, compared to some of the other sequels she's in.
Better than in Kills, I'll give her that, yeah.
Yeah. Kills was one that I was not a fan of originally, but the more I watched it, I kind of grew to like it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I definitely like it. But yeah, it's not. I'm seeing. I think Halloween Ends is going to be one of those movies, kind of like Halloween 3, that eventually down the line people are going to forgive.
It'll get a
Ava
cult
Gordon
following
Green,
after a while, yeah.
and people will like it, and yeah, I think for some people, not everybody, but I think a lot of people
right. I think you're right.
will jump on board. I know I saw another question. Brett from Goodreal says, best advice to a YouTuber that has done for more than 2 years. We always give advice to the rookies, so change it up a bit.
Oh man, I don't know. Because again, the YouTube world is always changing in some way or another. Either the algorithm is acting a completely different way, so any advice I'd give you today could be different in a week. I have no idea. So that's always changing. They're always changing, like their terms and agreement, what you can put in your content, what you can't have in your content. Just try to stay up to date with what's going on with YouTube as much as you possibly can if you're going to get into this. There you go. That's my advice, because shit's always changing and they don't really give you a warning about it either. Just do it.
No, because it really makes no sense what you could put into a video. Because my buddy Garrett, who was on the channel the other day, he's like, "You really don't care what you do on here, do you?" I was like, "I don't. They don't really do anything. I play full like Halloween End songs. Like they don't really care. It just says we'll split the monetization between you and that and the other."
Sure, yeah, fine, whatever.
It's cool with me. I mean, I'll show clips of videos, whatever. They really don't hassle me. I tried to play Strangers Pray at Night on the screen. I wanted to see how long it would go.
Oh boy.
It got about 8 or 9 minutes in, and I was like, shit, this is going to work. And then all of a sudden it got cut off, and then that was the end. But it went longer than I thought it would. I thought they would have cut that shit immediately, but I guess it takes them a while to find it, maybe.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Heather, has there ever been a movie that was so bad you tapped out and didn't finish it?
Lady in the Water. Lady in the Water was one that I was watching in theaters, and I don't like to do this because, I pay money to sit in the theater, and prices just keep going up. So I don't like to walk out of movies. I don't go into movies hoping that they would fail.
Oh, shit.
What's up?
Never mind. It came back on. It went out for a minute, but it came back on. Good. We're good.
Okay. Yeah. I paid money to go see this movie. I don't like walking out of movie theaters because I pay money. I never walk into a movie hoping that it would fail. Because why would I go into a movie just wanting it to be bad? That doesn't make any fucking logical sense. So,
no.
But I'm sitting there watching it. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't tell you at what point I walked out. But yeah, I had to walk out on that one. Lady in the Water. I was not a fan of that movie, and I never watched it again after that. So
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie at a theater, but that's pretty much because I only go to select movies. So if it's not a movie that I'm really interested in, I'm not going to go anyway. So I kind of stay the whole time, no matter what.
Yeah.
I can't think of any movie recently that I've seen that I've even wanted to walk out, though. I mean, definitely not going to walk out of the Halloween movies. That's for damn sure. No matter how probably bad it is, I'm probably still going to sit there and finish it.
Oh, dude. Had I seen Skinamarink in theaters, I would have walked out in the first 5 minutes. I shit you not.
I have not seen Skinamarink. I've read enough reviews.
Have you looked up and seen the corner of your wall before? You've seen the movie. You've seen Skinamarink. It's the same.
I've seen all the corners of my walls, my friend. So
then yeah, you've seen Skinamarink already. No big deal.
Okay, good. I don't need to go see it. Appreciate that. Oh, who else came in? Brooke, how are you doing? Jason Mongol, what's up? Brother Fluff, what's up? Welcome. What's going on? Mud, how are you? Good. I know I saw some other questions in here for you. Let me see. Are you excited for the Friday the 13th, television show to come that's coming? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I wouldn't say excited. I would say cautiously optimistic. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in mind for it. I think there's some odd choices that are being made with like the A24 thing. Like I'm not hating on A24 a lot of because they're like Blumhouse and every other studio. They have hits of movies that I love, and they have misses where movies that I just don't like. And A24, I'm trying to picture like their style with Friday the 13th, and I don't know how well those two are gonna gel together. But if they go the Bates Motel route to where, because they've said it's like a prequel, but they're also going to have Jason and do whatever they want with it. So I'm hoping that they go the Bates Motel route to where it will start as a prequel and they'll kind of start doing their own thing with it. Yeah. I think that's the best way to take it. I'm totally down if they want to do that. Maybe that's what they're doing. And then Brian Fuller, who was the showrunner of Hannibal, which I have not watched, but I hear nothing but great things about that show and how he is as a showrunner. So that's hopeful for me without even having seen Hannibal yet. So I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see how they do.
I'm right there with you. I'm not an A24 guy at all, so I'm kind of nervous that they're going to make.
They got some movies I love, but yeah, the ones I love typically are not their horror stuff. I like some of their other stuff that's non-horror. Their horror stuff just hasn't really done much for me. But
yeah, I'm right there with you. Filthy says, "What is a horror movie that you think can still work as a film if you took out the horror element?"
Jaws. I think Jaws is the perfect movie. No, seriously, because when you watch Jaws, you could classify that as a horror movie, but you could also make the argument that it's not a horror movie. It's
true.
A movie about a guy with a family. It's a movie about like this town. It's a movie about Chief Brody just as a character. Like there's so much more in that movie than just the horror element. So if you take the horror elements out of it, there's still such a great movie left. So for me, it's Jaws.
Jaws is a banger. It's a good franchise, even though I know a lot of people don't like the fourth one.
It's fine. I'll take 4 over 3. Honestly, I hate 3.
Shut fucking.
I do. So I would watch 4 over 3 because 4 at least it's bad, but I was just like, well, at least I can have fun watching this bad movie.
What? It's SeaWorld.
Oh, and 3? Yeah, no, see, I don't like 3. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Dennis Quaid. It just doesn't really jive in for me in that movie. I don't fucking... It's goofy. But
I grew up with the third one, so I think that's why I have that.
And see, no, growing up, I felt the opposite. Growing up, I loved 3 and hated 4. But when I rewatched them as an adult, it's like, you know what? I have more fun with Jaws: The Revenge than I do with Jaws 3.
I need to rewatch that one. I do. I mean, it has.
Yeah, there's something like it's terrible. I'm not denying that it's terrible. It absolutely is, but I can have a good time watching it.
That's the one where Jaws goes down to the fucking Bahamas for
down revenge. To the Bahamas. Yeah, he follows the Brodies to the Bahamas.
I know where you are. Yes.
Yeah. This time it's personal and all that.
He's a stalker. I love it.
Yeah.
Aaron Click wants to know if you're related to Cody Snyder.
No, we're not, but we do have that ongoing joke in all the chats. Like, oh, my Snyder brother. Nice, what's up?
Spreading the rumors. The lies. God,
my brother from another mother, though.
Okay. Chester Franklin Jr., what's going on, buddy? How are you? House of Wax. Now that is a movie, my friend.
Yeah.
That you love very much.
I do. I adore it.
It's so good.
It is. Yeah, this movie, I remember when it first came out, like, people shitted on this movie, and I never got it. I never did. I know the whole Paris Hilton thing, but I'm like, yeah, but you get to see Paris Hilton die. Like, if you're
She was fine.
Like, if you're not a Paris Hilton fan, don't you want to see her die? Like, there's that, and then, but yeah, she's a very minor character. She comes in, she does her side character thing, and then she's done. Like, she's not really in the movie all that much, and when she's there, she doesn't do anything. So, yeah, the Paris Hilton thing, I don't get the hate on that. But, I think it's genuinely creepy. There's some really great creepy moments. Just the vibe of, like, being in the town and, like, everyone around is just wax. And they're all, like, staring dead at you. Very much like Tourist Trap. Obviously, this is
That's a good movie.
Yeah, like, it's more of a remake of Tourist Trap than it is of the original House of Wax. But it's a very creepy vibe. I love the characters in it. I think the characters are a lot of fun. Brian Van Holt, who plays both sets of both brothers, he does a great job in both performances. Yeah, I love House of Wax. I think it's it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
It's a banger. It is. It's good. I mean, they interrupted the funeral for a fucking fan belt, so I mean, it's got to be good, my friend.
Oh yeah, man.
You interrupt the funeral for a fucking fan belt? So good. Fucking little baby Jared Padalecki looks like he's 12. I love it.
Oh, man. In 2005, yeah, that was season 1 of Supernatural? So, yeah. If you add up Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, whenever I see them, it's like, okay, where was this in Supernatural time? You know? So yeah, House of Wax I think was season 1 Supernatural.
Let's see. Hey, Gory Tiger, what's going? Rosie, my darling, what's up? Russell, welcome. Austin, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Other questions I want to ask you. What do you think Halloween should do now? Where do you think it should go? I think a lot of people want it to rest and just, stay in the back for a little bit. I mean, I could take a new Halloween movie every year, but that's just me. But what do you want to see them do next to continue the franchise?
Well, first off, I think they need to take a few years off. And when I say a few years, I'm talking like 7 to 8. 7 to 8 years off. But I'm not an idiot. I'll know there'll be a Halloween movie before that time. But so when they come back, I think their best bet is a complete fresh start. Go back and reboot it completely. Don't do another requel. Don't jump off at any random point in the franchise. Just start completely from scratch. I think that, no more having just this movie canon. And I think you can have like the opening first 15 minutes of the original Halloween canon. So where, okay, he killed his sister Judith when he was 6 years old. He got sent up to an insane asylum. Now he's out. You can keep that canon, but you got to change everything else. No more Laurie Strode. I've been done with that character since like '98. So like, I don't want to see her again for a while.
You're
I love
right.
Jamie Lee Curtis, but damn, like they need to get away from the Strodes and So I think complete fresh start. But first they need to take a break. When you said you'd take a new Halloween movie every year, I would actually be okay if they did a Michael Myers movie one year, the next year do an anthology movie. Yeah. And do a Michael Myers movie. And so if they like rotate like that, I think that would work better because there's still 2 years in between the next Halloween. Right, the next Michael Myers. So I'd be okay if they did that. But yeah, this they need to start over.
What? I like that movie, Mud. I like Tourist Trap. It was interesting.
It's all right, yeah.
It was from the 70s, so it's a little different. But it's like PG.
Yeah, ain't that weird?
And fucking, I don't know, that guy's in the room, and then the doors open up, and all the shit.
I can't imagine kids watching Tourist Trap and be like, "Mommy, I can't picture it."
No. Filthy says, "Don't tell Chris that I still haven't seen House of Wax."
Dad, get on that, man.
How? God.
You know what? We're gonna do a watch along, and you're coming on. That's what we're doing. So
House of Wax is amazing. I love that movie. I love everything about that movie. It's so good.
I do too.
Hatchet Boys, what's up? Jason says Halloween needs to chill for 5 to 10 years, then maybe just reboot the whole series again and just go with new sequels.
I'm right there with you. Yep.
I don't know what I want them to do. I would love them to go back to Halloween 3. I want to see what they could do with an updated version, but then I'm kind of nervous because then they're going to make it like techie and
No, I would definitely love a follow-up to Halloween 3, but again, I just don't see why it makes any sense for them to pick up at any point in the franchise. Like, people are just like, do a direct sequel to Halloween 4. I'm like, the majority of the casual audience doesn't give a shit about Halloween 4 anymore. Like, they can't, like, if they did a new Halloween movie, it's like, oh, she's in Halloween 4, and they're like, I didn't watch Halloween 4. I thought this was a new thing. So, I don't... As much as I would love for them to like jump off part 6, what happened to Baby Steven.
That would be cool.
Stuff like that. I, as a fan, would love to see that stuff, but it just doesn't make sense for them to actually do it. And I don't really want them to at the same time.
True. Sebastian, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. So what do you think about Nightmare on Elm Street? Why do you think that franchise has not come back yet amid all these other franchises coming back?
I got no idea, dude. I have no idea what's going on with Nightmare. The last thing I heard was that the Craven estate had it and that they were open to hearing pitches. I know that Mike Flanagan has an idea, and I don't know if he actually went and pitched it to him or like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the rights or anything like that. I don't know if they've been taking pitches, if they've been trying to figure out if they want to do one, or if they're just sitting, let it sit there. It's like, we don't need another Nightmare right now. I don't know what the deal is. You would think with Michael coming back, with the Crystal Lake show happening, that Nightmare should be right around the corner, but it's dead. It's dead quiet.
No, I mean, look, Scream. I mean,
Oh
I know
yeah,
what you did last summer's coming back.
Chucky's got a show. Yeah,
Leprechaun's got a movie in production. Like, what is going on? I mean, I'm not a Nightmare guy, so it doesn't kill me that they ain't making one. I don't really care that much. But I am curious as to why they don't want to hop in and make some of this money.
I am too. And if you were to ask me which one of the big three I would want to see the most between another Friday, another Halloween, or another Nightmare, another Nightmare is the one I want to see the most because it's been away for so long. Yeah, I miss Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Nightmare franchise guy. Like I like maybe 3 or 4 out of the franchise, but that's about it. But I love the character of Freddy Krueger, and I would love to see him again. And I know that they could do some really cool like dream sequences and kills, and like they could have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. So I don't know what the deal's going on there.
Let's see. Horrorhead Heather says favorite psychological horror movie.
Oh damn. I see. I like a lot of them. I'll go Saw. I'll argue the first Saw movie is a psychological thriller. I will go that one because that was the one that always stands out the most in terms of what I experienced while watching that movie for the ride that movie takes you on. The whole movie, you feel stuck and isolated in this dirty ass bathroom with these 2 guys. And then you're like, okay, one made it out. He's going to go get help. And then you find out, spoilers from Saw, but it's from 2004. If you haven't watched it yet, you just don't care to. Yeah, when the dead body gets up and he just like walks out and shit, you're like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that was quite a ride. So yeah, I'm generic answer for me, but I'm gonna go Saw.
I can't deny it. I remember I saw that in the theater on an opening night. I mean, nobody I went to school with even knew anything about the movie. I didn't really know much about it. I was just like, we're going to go see that. It looks pretty good. And then the ending comes, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, and it wasn't shock. It wasn't a twist just for the sake of being a twist. Like, it makes sense. Especially that crazy montage that they always put at the end of it, where it's showing you all the pieces being put together, and then you go back and rewatch it, and you pick up on clues you missed the first time. Like, it's all there. It's all a part of the story. It wasn't a twist just for the sake of having a twist ending for some shock value or anything like that. No, like, it worked.
Damn, Saw's up there. But you said Saw's your number 2 favorite movie of all time.
Yes, it is.
So
favorite horror movie.
So what's your number 1 favorite horror movie of all time?
For me, it's Scream. And maybe it's because it was like the first one I really saw. But I saw Scream, and that did something to me. A much different experience, but I was having a great time. Like all the conversations between the characters, I'm like this is me and my friends. Like this is how we talk. This is the kind of shit we talk about. Like I instantly got attached to that. I think Ghostface is a killer. He's clumsy as shit, but I've always liked the mystique around him. Like I love whodunits. I love whodunit slashers. I'm a sucker for that stuff. While the Billy thing is obvious, even watching it for the first time, like it's Billy. What I didn't expect was for there to be a second killer, and that second killer being Stu. That was the shock of the movie for me. And that whole third act is insane. This is the movie that made me watch Halloween for the first time because they're watching Halloween at the party, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that Michael Myers movie. I haven't seen that, but now I want to." Like I knew about Halloween, I knew about Michael Myers, but I hadn't seen it yet. So yeah, as soon as I got done renting Scream that week, the week after that, I rented the original Halloween and I watched that because of Scream. So I owe like my whole horror fandom to Scream, really.
It's a good choice. Scream's up there. I don't want to. No, it may be tied for number 1.
There you go.
Maybe tied. I can't give it straight up because obviously I love the original Halloween very much. So I don't know if I could do that. But Scream is great. What did you think of the last Scream? What did you think of Scream 6?
Oh, dude, it's a lot of fun. And when I go into a slasher movie, even if it's a franchise film or just a one-off slasher, like I just want to have fun. And to me, Scream 6 was a lot of fun. I liked being out of Woodsboro, so I liked the change in the setting. I think for the most part, they use the New York setting to their advantage. Like that scene
Yeah.
where they're trying to get across the buildings. Oh, dude, it's great.
So
I
good.
love that stuff. The subway scene is great. So I like the change of setting. I like the new characters for the most part. I do have some issues with it. I do think more of them should have died. As much as
agree.
I like these characters, not killing those characters means that this movie has no stakes. So why would we care if they get hurt? Because they'll probably be fine anyway. That I have that issue with it. But for the I had a great time with Scream 6.
Okay. Scream 6, for me, when I left the theater after watching it the first time, I was like, it was fine. It was fine. It was good up into the third act, which I hear a lot of people complain about.
It's goofy, but my defense is, well, every Scream third act is goofy. So,
it's just throw whoever you want in there to be the killers, and that's fine with me.
Yeah.
But upon second watch, knowing what you're gonna know, it makes so much sense. Goes a lot better. The only thing I didn't really like that much was spoiler alert if you haven't seen Scream 6, 3, 2, 1. The daughter who got killed and then magically she's like, I'm not dead.
I knew that was bullshit.
I wasn't a fan of that aspect of it, and I didn't think it was Ethan. I didn't think it was him at all. Or is it Ethan, right?
Ethan, yep.
I didn't think it was him at all. I really thought he was going to be the good guy. He was helping Mindy. I was like, there's no way. And then he was, and I was like, it got me a little bit on that one.
Yeah. I pretty much predicted all three killers. Now, the one thing I didn't predict is that they were all going to be Richie's family. I thought Detective Bailey and Quinn were Richie's family. I thought that Ethan was in on it, but I thought that Ethan would have just been like a blogger who was on that message board with Richie and Amber, and he just wanted to finish their work or something like that. Like, that's what I thought they were going to do, but no, they're all Richie's family. Okay, fine, whatever. But like I said, I don't like the whole fake death thing. They've done that before. They'll probably do it again. And speaking of, as much as I love Chad, I did not want to see Chad go, but that death scene is so fucking good. When the two Ghostfaces are just stabbing the shit out of them, and then they both do the knives. Oh, dude, like, it's great. I love that scene. But I didn't want to see that character die. But when you have him alive there at the end, it's just like, well, that just takes away the greatness of that scene right there. Like, because he's fine. So, like, I have issues with it, but
still fun.
Yeah.
Brett says, favorite horror item you own?
Oh boy. Let's see. In terms of like Blu-rays and stuff like that, it's the Scream Factory Halloween box set and the Scream Factory Friday the 13th set. But in terms of other stuff, I got the Goosebumps Haunted Mask from Trick or Treat Studios.
Nice.
That is probably one of my favorite things I own. I'm very happy to have that because I just think it's so cool. So
nice. I always wanted to get that myself. I think it looks amazing.
It does. It looks great.
Gary Rangel says, which Texas Chainsaw movie is y'all's favorite? Mine is the remake all the way.
I'm curious your answer first on this one.
What? Where do you think I'm going to go?
I think you're going to go the remake.
Let me see. I don't, on like best film in the franchise, the remake, but like the one I watched the most is a totally different thing.
Which one's that?
One of the most hated ones. I find myself watching Texas Chainsaw 3D a lot, and I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I just find it so fun.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I have a blast with Texas Chainsaw 3D. I get the hate. Like, I know why people don't like it. I have a great time with it. I can't help it. Yeah, it's stupid, but it's great. Like, it's a fun watch, and I find myself going back to that one quite often myself. So, but my favorite, the remake's close. It's a very, very, very close second to Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. I think the prequel to the remake I like just a little bit more. I prefer Jordana Brewster over Jessica Biel, though Jessica Biel's great. You really get to see the family shine a little bit more in that movie.
Yeah.
I think Leatherface is probably the best version of Leatherface that we've had between those two movies because they're pretty consistent between those two. Yeah, I gotta go Texas Chainsaw. The beginning is
I haven't.
The remake is very close.
I haven't watched the beginning in a long time. It's not one I really watch. I mean, I guess I really don't watch hardly any of the Texas Chainsaws that much, to be honest. Like, I'm just not.
I have to be in a particular mood for that franchise.
Yeah, I'm not a Texas hater. It's just not a franchise. I just sitting around and like, oh man, I'm gonna go watch Texas Chainsaw 3, and I'm just gonna watch that one today. It's not that kind of franchise.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
The one for Netflix was fine. I mean, I had a good time with it. It was gory and bloody and everything. The try to be like Halloween 2018 part of it just didn't work. But you know, we got a massacre, so that was good. There you go. We got that.
Yeah, I will say, like, the kills in 2022 were a lot of fun. I thought they did the gore and the kills. They had a great time with that stuff. Everything else in that movie, I can't stand. I can't stand anything else in that movie. But
Russell says, was House of Wax from the production company that did Ghost Ship and all those rad early 2000s horror movies?
Yeah, House on Haunted Hill, Ghost Ship, 13 Ghosts, House of Wax, and I think there was another one that I'm forgetting. But yeah, same company.
Just watched House on Haunted Hill like a month ago for the first time.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I kicked myself for not watching it sooner. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, of course, it didn't. I mean, it's not the best looking movie in the world. I mean, it got very bad CGI, but I like the cast a lot, and it worked. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, people shit on it, and it got a really bad grade on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's okay. It's fine. Jason says they should blend Halloween 3 with Halloween and make the original mask a shamrock mask, and that causes Michael to kill his sister.
That would be interesting.
It's a different take.
Yeah, it's different. I don't know if execution-wise that's going to go well or if that's going to go really bad. Who knows? That could go either way, honestly. But I'm open to the idea. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, what else they got to lose?
Why not? Yeah, why not at this point, right?
Look how much money you just made on the last 3 movies. They got enough money saved up. They can just make one. If it flops, oh well.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt it will. If Michael Myers is in the movie, it ain't going to flop.
Probably.
Unless they make Resurrection again. But, you know, some people like that, Chad.
Chad. Oh, Chad, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good movie. It's not. They're going to make Michael Myers a female. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Michelle, my belle. Michelle, my belle.
They already got that started.
Right.
Fucking right.
But they gotta have a deep like British voice where it's like, make room for my patient. You know, they gotta have that voice under the mask.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm sure it ain't gonna be gone for long. Too much money. They're gonna fucking come back.
Yeah.
Blu-ray Addict says, I think the Conjuring franchise is making money still. I think that's why we haven't seen a new Elm Street film.
So because they're both Warner Brothers, so Warner Brothers is like, we have the Conjuring, we're fine. Like that, I think that's what you're getting at.
Aren't they? Yeah, they're making a 4th one, right?
That's what I hear. I don't know why, but yeah.
I thought I heard it somewhere.
You're probably right. But.
I mean, the 3rd one I didn't think a lot of people liked, so I'm surprised they're making a 4th one. But
yeah, no, I don't think it did. I don't think the 3rd one did all that well financially anyway, because that one dropped on HBO same day, and I think a lot of people just watched it there. I know
that's where I watched it.
That's where I watched it. Yeah, so I don't even know how well it did financially, but
I don't know. I liked it, but I think Mud made a good point. I think the Nightmare on Elm Street. The reason we haven't got one yet is they don't know who to be Freddy, so they're just. Let's just keep pushing it off farther and farther until Robert Englund is not here anymore. Then we don't got to worry about it.
Which he's gone on record many times. He said
he doesn't want to.
He said it 20 times.
I don't want to do it anymore.
God, like, I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys, but I am done. The last time he had to clarify is like, look, I physically can't do this anymore. I'm getting too old. I got back problems and neck problems and all this stuff going on. Like, I can't do it. And I still, to this day, see people going, but no, they'll get Robert for one more time with enough money. I'm like, oh my god, okay. Just,
He said he's old. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Just leave him alone.
what's the Adam Sandler movie where he's like, but he's old, like he's too old, like
Big Daddy, ain't it?
Oh yeah,
The cook.
Yeah.
He's like,
she's banging the Petridge Farm guy.
It's 5-year plan, more like a 50-year plan.
What is it? Don't die.
I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Man, that's my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I don't know. The 90s, he had so many bangers. It's so hard to pick.
Yeah, Little Nicky is like at number 2 for me. I love Anger Management with Jack Nicholson. That one is great. Yeah, there's so many good ones in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Sebastian says, I want to pick Dave as Freddy. Well, once we see his performance in Dylan's New Nightmare, he might be getting a ring-a-ling-ling. We don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That comes out, August, right? And that one that comes out? Yeah.
Yep. I think it premieres, soon at Mad Monster.
That's right, yeah.
So, Brett, where is our damn box set for A Nightmare on Elm Street that Halloween and Friday the 13th released?
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is it next year, the 40th anniversary? Maybe they're holding out for that.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe they're waiting for the 40th anniversary. I have no idea.
I want a new Halloween box set.
We need a new Nightmare set for sure, because that Blu-ray collection where you get all the movies in one, it's so cheap and lazy and bare bones. There's like no special features on it. It's just like the movie discs and that's it. And I know Scream Factory would do some badass artwork. They'll load it up with as many special features as they can. They'll have a nice box, to put them all in. We desperately need that. I don't know why we haven't got it.
I was going to say, I got the old school Nightmare box set from way back when, but...
Yeah, so do I. Like the DVD one where like you line it up and it makes the picture of Freddy. Yep, I got that one too, my friend.
Yep, I got that one. I didn't buy it, but I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Fluff, I love the chat tonight. Thank you guys very much.
Yes, thank you guys.
Favorite kill from an otherwise bad movie? I go with the beginning of Ghost Ship. That was
opening's
cool.
Rad. That opening's rad, and the movie goes downhill from there.
I was gonna say I hate the fucking movie, but that was cool.
Yeah.
A good kill from a bad movie.
I don't know.
A bad kill.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I like when Michael grabs that one guy's head in Halloween Resurrection and just squeezes the shit out of it until blood comes out his eyeballs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a bad movie, but I like that kill. It's cool.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
You hear it crunching?
Oh, I got one. The tent scene from Jason Goes to Hell. That's my pick. That's a great scene. Yeah, but terrible fucking movie. Jesus. I've come around on that movie, which is very weird for me to say.
But I have. I enjoy it. I just always watch it not as a Friday the 13th movie because it really got nothing to do with fucking Jason because it's fucking weird. But
yeah,
I don't know. I try to have a good time with it. Let's see what else we got. Any other questions from these fine people? A lot of talking going on down here. I love it.
Good.
I wonder why we don't have. Maybe 45. Maybe the 45th anniversary, maybe 50th anniversary for a new box set of Halloween, because they do got 3 more movies to put into it.
That's true. That's true. Yep.
But they just came out with those other ones, right? Those Scream Factory 4Ks. So they're probably like putting some space.
Yeah. Because I think don't they still have to do like the Rob Zombie ones as well for the 4Ks?
Oh yeah. They don't.
I think they got to do those first, and then they'll probably work on the David Gordon Green trilogy.
I only bought one of those. I only bought Halloween 5 of those 4Ks. I wanted to see that extra footage.
Honestly,
yeah. I probably could have just watched it on YouTube and saved the $25. I'm pretty sure I did watch it on YouTube, so I bought it for no reason.
I'll get them eventually. It's not the top of my priority list right now.
Hulk Matt tonight. What's that supposed to? Oh, never mind. That was stupid. Forget I mentioned it.
Oh, you got a little mean shade going on.
I was like, why is she? Never mind. I get it. Have Cheetah Will View says favorite IFC midnight film, Chris. He asked me that question. And I said I have no idea.
What movie did say what movies have they done? Let me look that.
Yep.
IFC.
That's what he asked me, and I was like, I don't know what they are. And he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, I see Watcher on here from last year. I loved Watcher. I really love that movie. So
wait,
I'll go Watcher.
Watcher. Was that the one with
Skinamarink? Oh, it's definitely not Skinamarink. I'll tell you that right now. But no, I'd probably go Watcher out of the ones I see.
Is that the one with the blonde girl?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of something else?
Yep.
Okay, I've seen that one. And that's the only movie out of the ones I'm looking at that I've seen. Cabin Fever. What?
Oh, is it the 2016 one, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, I didn't see too many of those, so
Neither did I.
it happens. What do you think about this year in movies so far? You know, last year had a lot of bangers, and this year's kind of like, for me anyway.
This year, I mean, we've had some great ones this year, but we've also just had a lot of mediocrity. A lot of mediocre to just black kind of movies. But there have been some gems along the way. Like, I love the Mario movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's great. Obviously, like John Wick 4, I love. So, like, we've had some good movies this year. I loved Renfield. I know some people didn't. That's fine. I completely get it. But Renfield's one of my favorites of the year. I love that movie. Just because of how fun it is. It's just fun. Yes, it's dumb, but it's fun. And to me, that trumps it being dumb. Like, if it's dumb, I can give it a pass if I'm having a fun time watching it, which I do. So, but then, yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just really oversaturated, especially this year. I mean, I know it's kind of like this every year, but it seems to be getting worse with the big summer blockbusters, which I love during the summer season. I love the popcorn action flicks, the superhero stuff. But there's just way too many of them, and you're starting to see the dip in quality to a point where it's pretty much across every studio. Like Universal dropped the ball a while ago with their Fast and Furious franchise, but you know, you got that. The Marvel stuff, which I've loved for over a decade, that quality is starting to dip, and there's a big mess over there right now. DC's a big mess right now. You know, just all the big summer stuff. It's just kind of like, whatever. But there's some great, like, smaller stuff that I've seen this year that I've really liked.
I'm right there with you. Renfield I finally just saw it a couple weeks ago. I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't really know. I don't really see where the complaints come from. I mean, Nicolas Cage was good, but I think Nicholas Hoult was even better. And I really enjoyed being with him throughout the movie. What else did I see? I really didn't see too much this year, to be honest. I mean, this isn't really a crazy movie, but the freaking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie on Netflix, it hit hard for me.
Did it? I haven't watched that yet. I've been thinking about it because I loved the original show growing up.
I grew up with the Power Rangers, so watched it the first night it was available. Just based on nostalgia alone, I was like, dude, this is awesome. But it wasn't the greatest. Fuck no. But nostalgia reasons, it was. Scream 6 is obviously up there for me. Didn't really see too many. I'm still waiting on Mario. I want to check that out. I've only heard good things.
It's great. It's so much fun for both the kids and the adults. Like so many decades of nostalgia thrown into one movie, and it works. It absolutely works.
Did you see the new Transformers movie, or is that not your thing?
I have not seen that one yet. Like I said, I'm behind on some movies from this year. I'm still behind on movies from last year. I'm trying to catch up with, but I am trying to slowly catch up. Transformers is one I haven't gotten to yet. But I liked Bumblebee.
Me too.
And that's the only one that this movie is following. So it's just Bumblebee and then Rise of the Beast. So I'm curious to see how they're going to move forward from that point, because I thought Bumblebee was a lot of fun.
Bumblebee is something I just watched probably 2 months ago for the first time. I just never had any interest, and it was we were at a hotel and it was on TV, and I was like, let's just watch this. It was that movie had a lot of heart. I really enjoyed it. It was a smaller scale compared to the other big blockbuster Transformers movies, so I liked it a lot. And I heard this new one is the same.
The standard Transformers movie, yeah.
Same wash and repeat crap.
But I heard it's a standard Transformers movie, but it's also fun. So, because I think a lot of people have a sour taste when it comes to Michael Bay and Transformers. Luckily, he's not involved anymore, but I think people still had that sour taste in their mouths, like, another Transformers. But I hear this one's actually still pretty fun. So, I'm kind of excited to watch it.
I'll definitely check it out. Jason wants to know, what's your favorite unknown horror film that nobody talks about enough?
I brought this up earlier, but I'll probably bring it up again. First thing that comes to mind is Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. I don't see hardly anybody talking about that movie. And for all these people who love all these classic 80s slashers, this movie is nothing but a love letter to those classic 80s slashers, and no one really talks about it. So, for me, The Babysitter doesn't get enough love. I love the Babysitter movies with Samara Weaving, and no one's talking about them. I just think they're a good time. And so that's another one I'll throw out there.
I like the first one a lot. The second one was fine. It was all right. But yeah, they were good. They were Netflix, right? Netflix horror movies.
Yeah.
So they were good, and then we had the Fear Street trilogy, and I thought those were pretty good. Horror was doing great, and now I don't know. I don't know. We're waiting around for that big, fantastic one that's going to come out. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's Saw. But Evil Dead, I liked Evil Dead a lot this year. That was another one that I liked a lot. Evil Dead Rise. Scream 6 was just another fun Scream movie. But yeah, I'm hoping we still got Saw coming out in October, so I'm hoping that that's a really good time.
Well, the Meg 2's coming out, right? Even though it's not really a horror movie, but it's still coming out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I think I'm like the only person excited about that movie. But
I like the first one.
The first Meg's dumb fun, and I can have fun with that stuff. And I love Jason Statham. I got a man crush on the dude, so I'll watch him in anything. And you say Jason Statham versus a megalodon shark, I'm fucking there day one. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about Meg 2.
Dan, Texas Chainsaw 3D is solid with no volume. I stand by that.
I can't argue that. I can't.
Come on, do your thing, cuz I ain't got a problem with it. I like it.
Look, yeah, they got stupid lines, but
come on, cuz
whatever. Yeah.
He fucking he only hacks that.
You know, what's worse than Do Your Thing, cuz to me is Welcome to Texas, motherfucker. Like that, because the whole
he lives there.
The context of that line is hilarious. Like,
they don't live there.
Welcome to Texas, motherfucker. To me, that one's worse than Do Your Thing, cuz. I can handle Do Your Thing, cuz. I'm like, all right, fine.
Welcome to Texas, motherfucker, and he lives there. But okay, yeah. Do your thing, cuz. My girl. Hatchet Boy says, is there a movie that disturbs you so much that you can never rewatch it?
Oh. Well, I don't like to go to the genre hardly ever, but I have seen a few of them. Those rape revenge movies, I don't go back to that. So I'm lucky enough to get through the whole movie, because sometimes I just turn it off, be like, you know what, this is just not stuff I want to watch. So I wouldn't say full on disturbed. Just makes me uncomfortable, and it's unsettling, and I know that's how they're supposed to make you feel, but it's not something I'm interested in watching. So
no, not a big fan of those movies.
Yeah,
not a big fan of that. Oh yeah, Brett, that's a good one.
See, Eden Lake, I haven't seen that. So
wow, that movie pissed me off so bad.
Really?
Yeah, very frustrating movie. Yeah, check it out though; it's worth a watch. Sebastian says, what is the worst line? Welcome to Texas, motherfucker, or Trick or Treat, motherfucker?
Welcome to Texas, motherfucker.
Well, yes.
As bad as I hate Trick or Treat, motherfucker, it makes sense. He busts in the door on Halloween night and goes, Trick or Treat, motherfucker. I hate the line, but at least it makes sense. So I gotta give the movie that, you know.
Oh no, I thought I used to have that clip and I play it all the time. I think I got it.
No.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
I don't got a problem with that. It's a shitty movie, so
it's not the worst thing in that movie for sure.
No, it's good. It's not a good movie, but I don't have a problem with Busta Rhymes. I think he cracks me up. He's so stupid, but it works. Terrifier 3, yeah. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Terrifier 2, so I mean, I'm not crazy over the moon excited for 3, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think those movies are a little bit overrated. If you ask me. Now both of them I like. Make no mistake, I'm not hating on Terrifier. I like both the Terrifier movies. I like Terrifier 2 even more. but they're still not quite there yet for me. There's still something missing from both of them. So maybe the third one can finally nail it because they're getting a bigger budget and it's going to have a wider release and they're going to have all these different advantages that they didn't have before. Hopefully they use those tools well. The Terrifier 2 is just a pure slasher, is a lot of fun, but there is so many problems with the backstory and the lore that they are trying to set up that right now isn't making a lot of sense. Maybe it will in the third one that they've had a plan, but you still can't. This is what drives me nuts about world building. Sometimes I love it, sometimes it drives me nuts. And this, I felt like Terrifier 2, as fun of a movie as it is, focuses too much on the what's coming up next, what you'll find out about later. The movie can't really stand on its own if you're doing that because you're always thinking about the next one. Focus on this one, worry about the next one when you get there. And Terrifier 2, in terms of the story and, like I said, some of the history, there's a lot of missing pieces right now that I'm sure we'll inevitably get, but I can't fully enjoy Terrifier 2 on the level that a lot of other people can. So hopefully they nail that plank. But
I'm right there with you. Kyle, what's going on? All right, got a couple more, and we're going to get out of here. Let's see what we got. Jason says, favorite child-friendly horror film? The Gate for me still creeps me out.
Monster Squad, probably up there. Yeah.
Simple. Chester Franklin, that's a tough one. Top 5 Carpenter movies, not including Halloween or The Fog.
I can't include The Fog? Damn.
Why does that count? Yeah, why is that excluded?
Right. The Thing, for sure. The Thing is up there. I would have put The Fog in.
You kicked out The Fog, but you left in The Thing.
You're right. Damn. Christine, of course. Vampires. I'm going to put Vampires in there because that's just...
James Woods.
That's 90s Cheese Fest, and I'm here for it. So I got to go Vampires, The Thing, Christine, and then my other two would be Halloween and The Fog. But
I know.
Prince of Darkness, that's a good one, Brooke. Yeah, I'll throw that one in there. But yeah, you took my other two, so...
Jordan, what's up? Yeah, the gore and effects were good. I mean,
I'll give great. I have no issues there at all. I think all that they absolutely nailed, and you could tell it's all practical. I mean, you have a little CGI in there, but you can tell that the bulk of it was all practical, and it looks great on screen, and no issues with that stuff at all. And like I said, as a pure slasher film, it nails that aspect of it.
I think it's like you said, the story's just, I don't know, it's not there for me yet.
Yep.
Oh, They Live. That is a good one too.
Damn.
Sorry. Hey, that's a question that just popped. Somebody asked real quick. I'm not really that good with the movie.
Yeah, I'll throw They Live in there.
I'm sorry. I'm not that good. But damn, chat, you guys were freaking on fire tonight. I mean, this was a lot of questions. I mean, I've done a bunch of these. This might be the most questions I've ever had. So I can't thank you guys enough for that, and I can't thank Chris enough for coming on. I mean, like I said, he came back in again, but we came in together at that time. So, and then we still talked to today, and it was nice to catch up and do another video with him because obviously he's busy, I'm busy, we're doing our own thing. So it's nice when we can collab together, and this was a good way to do it. So I'm glad that you could come on and we could hang out for an hour.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like I said, I've missed you. It's been a while since we had done something together, so it was good to come on here, hang out, have you guys get to know us a little bit more. That was fun. You had great questions, so thank you guys.
Really good questions. Great group of people here tonight. Really appreciate it. Before you guys leave, please hit the like button for me and go subscribe to Chris if you're not, but you probably already are because we kind of have similar fan bases. So, but if you're not, go check them out. Link down in the description box below. So many questions. I wish we could answer them all, but if we did, we'd be here for 3 hours. So we got to call it quit at some point, and I think that's right now. So thank you guys for tuning in. Me and Chris greatly appreciate it, and I will be back Wednesday night, I think, with Chad finishing up our remake stuff that we've put off for a very long time. And yeah, then pretty soon we'll be jumping into the Friday the 13th content for the 565th time. But that's okay because it's good and I like it.
Yeah.
So good for you guys. Oh, really quick before I go, what did I see? Jimmy Style Jr. subbed. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And thanks for hanging out with us. Peace.